All right, all right. Let's get right to it. Okay. Right, so where's the big win at? Where's the big money at? That's what I want to talk about today, this morning. I'm on the Rogue bike doing my warm-up before my workout. So we'll go for about 20 minutes here. I want to go over where's the big win at? What is that one thing we need to look for? I thought about this the other day, and I think I came up with exactly the answer, which will help me identify when it's time to step on the gas. And if you know that, you can win. If you know when to step on it, if you know what to look for, if you know what it takes, because there's regular life, regular daily tasks, and then there's the special ones. I'll show you what I mean. So what I found out is the true answer is pain, suffering, and sacrifice. That on the other side of that, most of us will agree and understand that's where the win is at. That's where the money is at. That's where the big and that's what weeds out. Most people aren't willing to go through that. And the bigger the pain, the bigger the sacrifice, and the bigger the struggle. Imagine like a specific roadblock in front of you. The bigger that is, that's how you know how big the payout is. And that's important. So you can really prioritize things. So when it's a small little roadblock, you probably get past it easy. But most of us, myself included, will get discouraged when we see a huge roadblock, a huge something. There's so many different specifics that I want you to be able to interpret it in terms of your own specific. There's so many different routes of which you can imagine what I'm talking about here. Something pops up in your day. Something pops up in your attempt at building a business, at being great. So let's boil it down to my fitness. Let's boil it down to my diet, my exercise. When I want to get in great shape, every single day, every single little moment, I'm wanting this little candy. I'm wanting this little thing. And I know that on the other side of me saying no to that, because that's pressure. That's a little bit of pain. That's a little bit of, it's friction that we're looking for. It's resistance. There's a thing in me, man, I don't know if I should be thankful for this thing or if I should curse it, but there's a weakness in me that wants that a gravity that says, that wants that momentary pleasure, that momentary. And when it comes to fitness, if you can get past that little bit of friction, that little bit of resistance that you have when it comes to eating healthy, on the other side of that is a result. You said no to all the bad food in your day, and for that day, you're a little bit fitter. For that day, you're a little bit healthier, and it builds, and it builds, and it builds. So on the other side of that small little friction of wanting to eat bad, not wanting to get up at 3:40 in the morning and ride a bike before my workout at 4:20, depending on the magnitude of your sacrifice, the magnitude of the pain that you're feeling. This is a video for you to be able to find encouragement easily. Watch. Because a lot of us will experience a pain in our lives, and you can run from it and seek comfort. Whether it's a small pain like, there's some of my favorite foods right there. Everyone's having it, and I can't really avoid the situation, but I have a decision to make. Do I eat it and give up the results and what it is I want for myself, what it is I know I should be doing. Do I do it and go through this pain, or do I get that momentary pleasure and have, oh man, I haven't seen this in forever. I haven't seen these family members in forever. There's so many different situations. But if you're able to go through that pain, that friction, so we've all seen this meme, this image of two different guys on a picture digging for diamonds, right, with a big pickaxe. One guy gives up just before the diamonds, because we can see from a zoomed out view the diamonds, if he had just gone a little bit further, they were right there. And the other guy hasn't gotten it yet, but he hasn't stopped. And it's what I want you to think about struggle differently. And of course, I'm just speaking to myself here. When I look in the mirror, and the mirror of my life, I'm thinking to myself, wow, I'm really feeling resistance. I'm really not wanting to do this. This is really uncomfortable. This situation with my business is really holding me back from growing. I hit a sticking point. There's so many different ways that you can apply this to your own life. There's you can feel something pushing back on you, a resistance, a pressure, a pain, a roadblock. Now that you've thought of your own life situation, what you need to understand is take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Because right there in front of you, this roadblock that you're looking at negatively, that's the exact thing that we want to identify and run directly toward that. Because on the very other side of that door is exactly what we're wanting, is exactly what we're trying to accomplish. Exactly the result we want is on just the other side of that. And that's the caveat, is because it's on the other side of that. As soon as you're willing to go through that, whatever that is, and there's a billion different situations added up together. If you're able to go through that, and if you're able to punch through that door, a little win, a big win, depending on the size of the door, if you have what it takes to get past it and not avoid it or turn back, the result is the only other thing right after that. Like if it's just one line of a journey, right? Your one timeline, the very next thing on that timeline after that door is exactly what you want. But you have to go through it the only way you can get to it. So when we see problems, sticking points, I'm trying to think of the easiest ones, because most people will experience these, is that diet example is pretty good. Waking up early, there's resistance there, right? It's not easy, but it's not a big deal, right? You could certainly do it. And a lot of people do. They change their life in a little way, and they take little roadblocks as they come. But when you first start working out, or maybe, I've been doing it for years, I still see every day I lay in bed at 3:10 when my alarm goes off, and I want to not do it, but I get past that roadblock, that small little roadblock of, it's not a big deal. I mean, I could take pills and wake up, and I do. So you get past that, and when you do get past that resistance, you will get the results that come with that. Every day, I look at something unhealthy. I could eat healthy for years and years and years, and Lord knows I don't. But compared to everyone else, I'm probably amazingly healthy. But compared to what I should be, that's the only way you should compare yourself. But I'll eat healthy and wake up early for years and years and years. It never gets easier. I don't understand. Every day I'm looking at some picture online. It's like I have the money to buy that. I remember when I didn't have the money to go out here and go there, and I'm single. It's like you want to go on dates, and people want to go on dates with you, and they're going to pay, or you're going to pay, and it's some new restaurant opens, and there's a million different little cheats that really get your mouth watering and really try to weaken you. It's almost like the devil. I swear it's almost like the devil. And if you talk to me, I think it is, because your greatness is on the very other side of getting past that resistance and doing the right thing. And that's the caveat, is so many people will turn around. So many people will cave and crumble. And whether you've been caving and crumbling for years, and maybe you're 300-400 pounds, or you're just average, that's the worst. There's one thing to be severely overweight. Those people will have more motivation than those who are average. We're going to save that for the next video. But if you're willing to get through that resistance and do the right thing, a little bit of pressure you feel, you want to eat bad, it's a small thing. What about in business? What if you need to make $1 million this year, and you're only at 100,000. It's the only business people understand the way that I'm going to take this one is there's a sticking point. You know, you're doing a lot of what you can in business, but you can only make 100,000 a month. Your expenses, whatever that comes out to. But it seems like there's a sticking point. It's a little discouraging. Now, I don't have the answer for you because there's a very specific situation to you, your business. But I'll tell you this, on the very other side of that sticking point is a lot of growth. It's not 101,000 a month. You know, it's not a small little bit of growth. When you get past a sticking point where it's a real issue for you, if you find out how to get past that pressure, that resistance life is giving you, if you snap that chain that life currently seems to be holding you back on some things, you can't get any further. As soon as you snap that chain, you can run pretty fast until the next chain tightens up on you, if that makes sense. Now, it's important to know, it's not 101,000 after that. Remember, you've made 100,000. You seem to be making it consistently. There's a plateau, right? A plateau in life, a sticking point. Now, I don't have the specific answer for you because it could be it depends on your business and what you are and are not doing and certain limitations and taking advantage of things that you're not currently taking advantage of. But if you find a way to beat life, to beat karma, and to beat the devil, and you're able to push past this sticking point, you don't just start making $101,000, $102,000, $103,000 a month. There's a big growth right after that, a huge growth, where a pocket, right? A pocket of magic. Every big hurdle that you overcome, every big roadblock that you overcome, it's important to know that it's not just +1, you've improved, +1, +2, +3. It's not linear. After you overcome a big hurdle, you make up a lot of ground. So me being at a specific sticking point in any part of life is, you're stuck there. You feel like, the way I'm already 30, 40 years old, and at this sticking point, at the way that my business is growing, on this graph, this line, it's discouraging because you spent so much a part of your life at this sticking point. The person spent so much part of their life at 220 pounds, and they can't just seem to get under 200, let alone the 140 that they want to get to be back where they're in high school, or the 120 is what they should be if they had an optimal body fat percentage. Now, that's super specific to fitness, and I picked 220 because the majority of people we see start around 250 pounds, and they dabble. They go up and down 10, 20 pounds, but there's a sticking point. They just can't get under 200. But they say, oh, I'm already 30, 40. It takes so long just to lose a pound or 2 or 3 to get to my goal. It's discouraging because even if I do get past this, it took me a year just to lose the last 5 pounds and stay there. So maybe it'll take me another year for the next 5 pounds. But you don't understand. When there's a sticking point and you're 250 pounds and you can't go up or down, you can go up easy, but if you can't go down 5, 10 pounds to get to the next goal, and you're at a sticking point, when you break past that sticking point, for example, you might jump straight to 200 pounds only. So you couldn't lose 5 pounds, but you figure out how to do it, and now you can capitalize on a new avenue, a new tactic. And I didn't say different, because a lot of people will stop what they're doing that's working so well and try something else. You got to understand what that was doing for you goes away. But you want to add more. We want to get better. We don't want to do different. We want to do more and better and add tricks in. But if you're able to break from 250 and now you're 240, so you've broken past, consistently, you've broken past that milestone, you might jump straight to only 200 pounds. Like it's not a linear thing. Once you get past that pocket of, it's just a greatness of life. When you're able to get past that pocket, you get to go straight to, your life and your that timeline that I was talking about. It changes exponentially now. You got to understand that. Back to the purpose of this video is that, time doesn't work. Your progression doesn't work linearly. Although it may feel like you have, because you've only been progressing or degressing or living in a certain way that looks linear, you got to understand that this is called greatness. It's called we just call it magic. It's called, I don't know what you want to call it, but those are what I'll call it. Let's call it magic for now. There's certain magic moments where you jump exponentially. I'm telling you, you don't go from a small little change. If you've been at a roadblock for a long time, there's like magic built up there. There's magic in a way that there's a pressure that's built up there. And as soon as you're able to alleviate that, you can hit the ground running and you make big exponential changes. And I feel like only if those who have experienced this in a small way or in a big way could truly understand what I'm saying is there's always going to be something pushing on you, pulling on you, right? A resistance. That's what we're looking at. Whether it's I want to eat that right now and I know I shouldn't. That's a small one. Or I'm at a sticking point in life and I'm 30, 40. You know, it's been 10, 20, 30 years sticking point. I can't seem to do it. Fight back. Push against that resistance. And once you get past it, it doesn't matter when or how, once you do, your life changes exponentially. That graph is no longer linear. You jump to the next level. That's why we call it a level, because you're not just climbing like a line graph, you're not just climbing in a linear fashion. It's like a pyramid. You jumped up to the next stair. You jumped straight up, because once you figure out a solution for that resistance, you should be able to always have that solution. And just know, the next resistance is coming, and we should be excited about that. All of our challenges, all of the big things that happen to us, or the big resistances that seem to be holding us down, gravity. If you can figure out how to escape gravity, you could go straight to the moon. That's the point. And then you got to worry about the asteroids hitting you. But for now, all we got to do is get past this gravity. So any resistance you have, any pain you have, any roadblock you have, any sense of, I call it gravity, but like something holding you back, pushing you back, like you just, how do I do it? I know there's things up there, but I don't know how to get past this one stage so I can get into the stratosphere. It's important to know there is a way, and you should cherish, you should look forward to, you should run to all of the biggest roadblocks in your life, knowing that if that's like a thin door in your life that's in your way, if you're able to get through that somehow, some way, that's where the result is at. The result you're wanting, the money per month you're wanting, the friendship, the relationship, the house, the life change, the fitness, whatever your goal is, as soon as you see resistance, as soon as you hit a roadblock, know that on the very other side of that, the only thing on the other side of that is exactly what you want. So you should be excited. Oh, okay. So this is my next challenge. It's like a game show. It's like a movie. This is the next level in the, I'm thinking Bruce Lee going up through the stories, facing different bosses, As soon as you defeat the level you're at, it's a pass go, you can go straight to the next level. But all you got to do is take a deep breath, stay calm, and go, oh, this is it. This is my moment. I see you, life. This is my next challenge. This is the next boss I have to defeat. Whether it's you got to add a new sacrifice in my life. Because I'm 250 pounds, but I can't get to 200. Oh, okay. I have this need to have, 3 times the serving on this meal. It goes, wow, if I can mentally give that up, that's what's been holding me back big time. And now I've finally gotten past the need to do this or the need to do that, even though it goes against what I really want from my life. I'm willing to give that up now. And that's where you go, I've graduated, and it's time to win. I'm going to go to that next level now. I'm ready. That's how it works, you guys. As soon as you take heed, any challenge in life, is you stay on the right path, give good karma, love others, help others. But anytime there's a roadblock in your life, anytime there's a pain point, anytime there's a gravity or resistance where it feels like you've hit a wall, don't ever stop. Keep your intensity. And now it's time to do more and be more, because you are capable of that. And on the other side of that, there are new levels. And that's why you still aspire, is because you can do better, and people out there do indeed do better. And you go, I want that for myself too. So you stop at the door and you say, I'm not turning back. I happen to know this roadblock is a blessing, because on the very other side of this challenge in my life is exactly what I wanted. And you deserve, if you have what it takes, you deserve to push through and find a way through that door. And once you do, you're winning, baby. And that's what I want for you. I want for us to be wired. Even though you're tired, wired and tired, baby, is to push and to hustle. And there's no roadblock that's going to discourage us, because we know this is just life's next big challenge. It's time to push. It's time to grind. And there's nothing that... Hey, if you've been watching me, if you're an audio listener only, I've been looking back because I have the lights off, but some nice lights in the background and my gate's open in the back of the gym. I swear some freaking alien's going to walk in behind me. That's just how I live my life, unfortunately. I can see myself in the camera. I can see the reflection. I'm like, what was that? Yeah, too much of an imagination, but hey, can't change life. That's how I am. Oh, I saw something. Anyway, that's a good quote, you guys. Not good quote. That's a good topic. Understand that every piece of gravity, every resistance, every pain point is actually the marker to tell you exactly where to dig, where the treasure's at. So don't avoid those things. And if you do, you got to understand you're giving up your potential results, your potential happiness, your potential payoff. If you have what it takes, and you do have what it takes. It's just going to take time. It's going to take a lot more effort. And it's something that's already inside of you. You just have to awaken. You just have to push. Okay? Just have to push. You gotta get past that pain, get past that resistance, and start running, baby. Because the next challenge, the next big payoff is right there. And we're going to go through these doors. We're going to go through these roadblocks because that's what we're capable of. It's time to go beast mode and escape gravity. That's the goal. Escaping gravity, because we're hitting the ground so fast. No life situation will discourage us. We just look at it as, if I can get past this, big wins. And that's what it's all about, you guys, the big wins. That's where the money's at. That's where the big payoff is at. Right after resistance, right after pain, right after sacrifice. And it's 100% accurate every single time. Keep pushing, keep being innovative, and find new ways to get past these roadblocks. But don't ever look at a roadblock like a bad thing. This is just the current challenge life's throwing you at. And once you master it, you've learned that current roadblock that you've just mastered should never bother you again, because you'll know how to get past it. And if it's about diet and fitness, you probably know how to get past it now. It's discipline. It's just say no. And it's that easy. It's a small roadblock. And as you grow, as you get better, and as your dreams increase, your roadblocks will get bigger and the payoffs will get bigger. And this is how we escape gravity, guys. I'll talk to you later. It's time to go. It's time to get going, baby.